This is totally not Danzig, and you're listening to the Shred Shack.
Greetings, folks. I'm Dan Mac.
I'm tired.
And it's not even during the day.
I'm Chris Mack.
Welcoming you to episode 122 of the Shred Shack podcast, your premier source of news and uninformed yet heavily biased opinions pertaining to all things heavy metal, airing bi-weekly, on iTunes, Mixcloud, Google Play, and iHeartRadio, as well as on YouTube at youtube.com/The Shred Shack and youtube.com/AdamantTemplum. Let's get started with some old business. I don't have my buttons today because my tablet is weird and my instant buttons program is funky. But we don't have any old business, so let's go on to new business. And with new business, we talk about album releases, or new album releases that we listen to. I have not listened to anything.
I think the only thing I listened to recently that would be new would be the new Blind Guardian symphonic record.
Oh, yeah. I remember that you got that day one, right?
Yep, as a matter of fact. It's good. I mean, no, like not just joking around. It's good. It's good because because it's pretty much everything that you would expect to have from them, with the metal stripped away.
Okay.
You know, it's amazing that it took this long for them to do something like this.
I mean, like they went pretty symphonic for a night at the opera, and they've been steadily kind of becoming a little more symphonic.
Oh, this is just full on. It's Hansi and the guitars. It's just pretty much them behind the whole thing. Like they wrote the story, they wrote the album. It's a concept album, of course. Mm-hmm. Narration in between tracks. I had to follow the story a little bit better because I kind of listened to it in passing, but it's very good. Like mm-hmm. The music is good. Hansi's voice, of course, is incredible. It's a story about the afterlife, and like they mentioned fucking dwarves and wizards and shit. So yeah, it's right up my alley.
So it's a Blind Guardian record.
Yeah, it's a Blind Guardian record, and it's great.
Okay, I need to check it out. I gotta add it to my list because I've been updating my wanted list whenever I can, because I've been picking up a lot of randomness.
The cool thing is that if you get the 2-disc edition, it comes with the instrumental tracks.
Oh.
So it's all the whole symphonic part of it without the vocals and all the narration. It's just the symphony. So that's pretty cool. I love it when bands do that.
That's cool. Now, I haven't listened to anything new, but I have some new stuff on my that I've obtained to listen to. I'd say it's been 2 weeks since it came out, but the new Agnostic Front came out. Get Loud, which I have a copy of from Nuclear Blast. I believe they're called Sidra. Them, and the new Abatharium comes out as we record this today.
No shit.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't know they were. I mean, I'm sure we mentioned it on the podcast, but I forgot that they were coming out with a new album.
That's super cool.
So that came out, and I have that. I have a copy of that. So I got to listen to some of that stuff. I've just been actually. Before we go into albums of the day, I've actually gotten back. Headlong into the A to Z currently listening, which I did a tweet about this. It's gonna be a little out of order, because technically I still have to go back and finish watching the AC/DC DVDs. Mm-hmm. I just haven't had much time to actually sit and watch something beyond whatever I do in passing, or like when I come home at night and
Guy Fieri's grocery
show.
Games or whatever.
It's a great show.
It's just funny that you like that show, but you're not down with the other ones because they're all exactly the same.
I think there's just something more fun to that show that I enjoy.
I think it's the supermarket sweep part of it that I kind of like.
Yeah. I haven't been able to actually sit and watch something like put my full attention just to like a 2-3 hour DVD. Aside from watching the Avengers with your kids.
Oh, that happens.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like one of the Accept albums I have came with a DVD. I was like, okay, well I gotta watch that too. So like things are gonna happen out of order. Also, I remembered that Pete got me an Accept album on cassette. So I was trying to listen to that in keeping in the order, and my Walkman died, so I had to throw that away. So I still have an unlistened Accept album, even though I've moved on from Accept in the currently playing, and I think I'm up to Adrenaline Mob now.
Yeah.
So.
But still well behind in the A's.
Yeah. I mean, like I still have to. I mean, A makes up a good portion of my collection because, like, I have, from Lindsay, I have like almost every Tori Amos album. I had the entirety of the Amrphis collection. I have all the Arion albums to listen to. Aerosmith to listen to, the entire collection there. So it's well and early into the A's. I think I'm like 30 CDs, 30 albums, 30 things into the collection out of my entire collection, which is above 3,000 items. So we've got a long way to go. Yeah. So let's talk about our albums of the day for part of the last 2 weeks.
It's fallen a little off because I've been so busy, but of course, we mentioned Blind Guardian Twilight. They call it the Blind Guardian Twilight Orchestra. So that's the name of the band name for this particular thing. Mm-hmm. But the album is called Legacy of the Dark Lands. Mm-hmm. It was particularly cold in Texas here, so I listened to Cold.
Yeah, for
reasons.
And
you listened to the Kunakoil Black Anima.
Yeah. Yep, that was a pretty good album.
All right, then we got some Van Halen 1 from me, and you listen to Lovage, Nathaniel Merriweather's Lovage.
That's actually Mike Patton and somebody else.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's
I didn't. Okay, it's Jennifer Charles.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically it's those two singing and Dan the Automator doing the music.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Accept Breaker, and I listened to A Sense of Gravity, Attriment. Jesus Christmas.
Yeah.
I listened to Evoking Quietus, and you listened to Accept Metal Heart.
Yeah. I realized listening to the Accept albums just how good they actually are. It's actually like it's something that I never paid enough attention to. But like I'm working now on finishing my collection of their stuff because like they are a really good band. Kind of an AC/DC kind of thing where everything is a little bit of the same, and even the vocals of Udo or Mark Neo, like they kind of tread the line between that Bon Scott and Brian Johnson ish. So they're like a metal AC/DC really, but they are a fucking phenomenal band.
When the formula works,
Yeah, of course. But they are very catchy. They are very anthemic. So they are a great band. So been slowly working on getting their collection. Picked up as I was going through the CDs that I had. I ended up picking up Restless and Wild and Balls to the Wall, which I didn't have because they were both like $4 and change on Amazon.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, we're doing that.
Yeah, well,
so.
That's where we left off with the actual posting of it. But life got hectic.
Yeah, we'll resume that at some point.
But I did listen to three more albums this week. Slayer's Rain and Blood, Deicide's Once Upon the Cross, and today I just kind of picked up I just grabbed Devin Townsend out of the pile of the new releases from this year. Of course, Empath, and probably best record of the year kind of thing. So
I gotta add Empath to my wanted list because I keep forgetting that it came out. So
that was really early this year, so like March. I was still living with you guys when it came out.
Okay, so normally we start off with obituaries. Thankfully, we have none.
Yep.
And we don't have any cancer news.
Nope.
So this has been a good 2 weeks, it seems, unless you're drunk.
Well, there is a little bit of cancer news. This is old stuff, though. Apparently, I didn't get the right in the script here, but Eddie Van Halen was hospitalized due to complications or painful reaction to his current cancer treatment. So he's been diagnosed with cancer. I think we've already reported on that.
Yeah.
So the cancer treatment that he's going through was causing them to have very painful adverse reactions, and he was hospitalized for that. I believe he was released. Okay. So that would be their cancer news for the day.
Oh, that list at least ends positively. He's been released.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But we knew we know he was battling cancer anyway. So. All right, so let's go on to general news.
All right, so Abbath have canceled the remaining shows of their South American tour. The band revealed it was calling off the dates in a statement earlier the day that this was copied and pasted from. The group wrote, "It is with heavy heart that we have to announce the cancellation of the remainder of the Abbath South American Outstrider tour. Due to health issues that need to be treated, we are unable to complete the last shows in Argentina and Brazil. Cancellation comes less than a day after Abbath played a disastrous 2-song concert in Buenos Aires, Argentina, resulting in some fans requesting a refund. According to reports on the local metal site El Culto, the doors to Club Palermo opened 2 hours later than scheduled, forcing support acts Descarnado and Medium to play heavily abbreviated sets. When Abbath finally took the stage, the group consisted only of its visibly inebriated namesake frontman, alongside the bassist and drummer. Rumors had spread earlier in the day that Abbath had gotten into an argument with his second guitarist, who reportedly decided to stay at the hotel and skip the gig. Abbath reportedly tried to open the concert with Count the Dead at least twice, only for the frontman to drop his guitar on the ground after 10 seconds and throw himself into the crowd. They then tried to perform a very poor version, quote unquote, of the song Tyrants by Abbath's former band Immortal before Abbath left the stage and was taken to the dressing room, from which he did not re-emerge to finish the set.
See, now that sucks.
Yeah, so apparently he was a little bit of a mess.
Yeah.
And health issues, I guess, is a way of saying rehab. I'm not sure.
Or if they had an argument with the guitar player, maybe fixing a black eye or two. So
that's what the corpse paint is for.
Yeah.
All right, that sucks. But moving on, Doro Pesh was presented with the quote Angel of Rock Award at the Hard Rock Hell Festival in Great Yarmouth, UK, on Saturday, a couple weeks ago. The winner was decided in a fan vote for the best female rock singer in the world, and an incredible 77.8% of all participants voted for Doro. The award was handed to Doro on stage in front of a cheering audience.
Yeah, I would agree with that, considering that she's an absolute sweetheart of a human being.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, in all the times that we've been lucky enough to interview her, she's been one of the nicest people ever.
She just has that look to her too. Like she's such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
All right, Ghost Mastermind Tobias Forge will be awarded the prestigious STIM Platinum Guitar this year. STIM, the Swedish Performing Rights Society, protects the interests of authors and publishers of music in Sweden. The Platinum Guitar has been awarded since 2004 to authors who have experienced exceptional success over the year. Forge will receive the award for his, quote, exceptional success as a music creator.
Yeah, I mean, that last album was really good.
You have to hear Gabriel sing Dance Macabre. It's amazing. He loves that song.
Last time the kids were here, all I had was Will singing Baby Got Back. So.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing that's happening.
He likes big butts and he cannot lie.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yep.
Ridiculous. Yeah. All right. Kiss has canceled his previously announced Australian tour due to illness. Australia is getting all sorts of bad luck with bands having to cancel. Earlier this week, it was announced that doctors had advised Paul Stanley to rest due to a bad case of influenza, prompting the rescheduling of the tour's first show in Perth and the cancellation of New Zealand. It was hoped the extra few days rest would allow Stanley the chance to complete recovery so the tour could proceed as planned. However, unfortunately, this was not the case. Stanley has an additional infection in his throat requiring complete vocal rest and medication for at least 2 weeks and possibly longer.
Damn. Yeah, Australia's not getting the...
Yeah, they got the short end of the stick this year. That's rough. All right. Check this shit out. This is nonsense here. Dean Guitars has released a limited run of 50 handcrafted USA guitars designed in collaboration with Slayer guitarist Kerry King. Each USA Kerry King V limited edition 50 PC guitar is priced at $8,666 and can be ordered from the Dean Guitars website.
That is a ridiculous amount of money
for a Kerry King signature model.
Yeah.
I mean, I would see maybe $1,000 or $2,000, but close to $9,000.
Yeah, no.
That sounds a little. That sounds actually overpriced for any signature model that they haven't even touched. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds overpriced for a guitar in general. Like, I can. There are a few things I can think of that are worth $9,000.
Like just having it in the bank would be fucking totally worth it. Like,
yeah, absolutely. I really, I mean, listen, to those who listen to this show, if you're a Slayer fan and you've got $9,000 just laying around in your bank account, give it to me.
We live at Redacted.
P.O. Box.
Or get your degree.
Yeah, give it to me.
All right. Enslaved have re-signed with Nuclear Blast, renewing a collaboration that has been ongoing for around 10 years, and 2 years ago produced the universally lauded album E.
I mean, Nuclear Blast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a place to be.
Yep.
So,
Symphony X vocalist Russell Allen, quote, slipped and fell during rehearsals for this year's Trans-Siberian Orchestra tour. As a result, he may miss some or all of the dates on the TSO East portion of the 2019 holiday trek. Christmas Eve and Other Stories, which will kick off on November 13th and conclude on December 30th. The tour brings to life TSO's 1996 debut album of the same name and the first in its Christmas-themed trilogy, which includes 1998's The Christmas Attic and 2004's The Lost Christmas Eve.
I didn't know he was singing on it this year.
He's been doing it the last couple years, I think.
I guess he's, well, I mean, the time that I know that TSO is technically two bands at this point.
Yeah, I mean they're two touring entities.
So I mean, I had what I saw obviously didn't have him. So.
I think he usually does the East Coast.
Yeah. Well, I think he's a Jersey native, so
Yeah.
I would assume.
Probably just rolls out of bed.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go sing now.
Oh
my God, I was supposed to be Henry VIII today.
Say you sound like Mike Patton. I gotta sing today. What am I gonna do today?
I can play that. Nonpoint has announced the addition of guitarist Jason Zielstra to the group's ranks. This past August, guitarist B.C. Kochmit announced his departure from Nonpoint in order to focus on his family life.
Oh, right on.
Me and That Man, founded in 2013 by Behemoth frontman Adam Nergal-Darsky, has signed a worldwide contract, excluding Poland, with Napalm Records.
That's rude. Poland. Exclude Poland.
Like his hometown, too. It's like, you know what? Fuck you guys. Y'all can eat a bag of dicks.
You know what I found out in creating an Amazon wish list? He has a book.
No.
Yeah, he has a book. Really?
Yeah. That would be a very interesting read. Because just following him on Instagram is interesting enough.
Yeah. He's I'm pretty sure it's an autobiographical book. So.
He seems young to... I always wonder, like, why, like, some, like, people write an autobiography and they seem, like, very young. Mm-hmm. Like, Corey Taylor has, like, what, 3 books out? I mean, not all of them are autobiographies, but, I mean, Jesus.
I mean, they're just... I think Corey Taylor's books are like, just...
stream of conscious?
Yeah, stream of conscious, like perspective books.
Yeah.
At least they're definitely all titled that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I would love to read because I do love his lyrics. So.
And I think he has a book about his paranormal experiences, which would be interesting to read.
Yeah, yeah. I think Corey Taylor's up to 4 at this point, actually. So.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think
the man does not know how to stop.
Yeah.
All right, Candlemass, Death Angel, I Prevail, Killswitch Engage, and Tool are among the Best Metal Performance nominees at the 62nd Annual Grammy Awards, which will be held on January 26th at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, and will broadcast live on the CBS television network at 7 p.m. Here are the other categories and nominees. The Best Metal Performance is, of course, Candlemass with their song Astralos. Astralos.
I think
because it would be like astrology, so Astrolus.
But it's not Astro. It's Astor.
Astorolus. Yeah. Whatever the fuck. Anyway,
the Great Octopus.
It's called the Great Octopus. It features Tony Iommi, so yeah, okay, badass. Anyway, Death Angels, Humanicide, I Prevail, Bow Down, Killswitch Engage, Unleashed, and Tool, Tempest.
I obviously am going to assume that Tool's going to win this one, but I would actually kind of like Killswitch or Death Angel to win.
I would totally like somebody that is not, who hasn't won yet to win. That would be nice. All right, but we got the Best Rock Performance nominees here. Bones UK, Pretty Waste. Gary Clark Jr., This Land. Brittany Howard, History Repeats. Karen O. and Danger Mouse. Woman and Rival Sons, Too Bad.
I know none of those. Except for Danger Mouse, which was a cartoon.
I just know Karen O. and because she was the singer of the Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Oh, okay.
That's who I know, and I've heard of Gary Clark Jr. and I've also heard of the Rival Sons.
Yeah, I've heard of the Rival Sons, but I've never heard the music.
And I believe Bones UK. I want to say they're on tour with Tool right now, or somebody, or I think they might be going on tour with Korn and I think it was Breaking Benjamin.
Gotcha.
I think because I just recently saw the name. So, okay. All right, Best Rock Song. This is a Songwriters Award. All right, so the nominees include Fear Inoculum by Tool, songwriters of Tool. Give Yourself a Try, George Daniel and a whole bunch of other people. Harmony Hall. This is the songwriter for Vampire Weekend. History Repeats, Brittany Howard. and This Land, Gary Clark Jr. All right, best rock album nominees here is Ammo, Bring Me the Horizon, Social Cues, Cage the Elephant, In the End, The Cranberries, Trauma, I Prevail, and Feral Roots by Rival Sons.
I didn't know the Cranberries came out with a new album.
I think it was just the one that they released posthumously.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume so. Yeah, because
it was done and it was ready to go, and she passed away, and they went ahead and did it. All right, last but not least here for general news here. According to Billboard, Ozzy Osbourne will join rapper Post Malone, Travis Scott, and Andrew Watt for an appearance at the 2019 American Music Awards. They will perform Post Malone's song Take What You Want, which debuted on the Billboard Hot 100 chart at number 8. The track marked Ozzy Osbourne's first Hot 100 top 10 in over 30 years, as the Black Sabbath singer broke the record for the most time between top 10s in the charts, 61 history. The song appears on Post Malone's new LP, Hollywood's Bleeding, which landed at number 1 on the Billboard Top 200 charts.
Well, that's going to be easy. At least Ozzy doesn't move very much.
Right? I'm just more worried about, like, man, he's going to sound like shit.
Yeah.
He's going to sound like shit.
I was just thinking, I was remembering, God, it was Puff Daddy doing the song that they sampled from the Police. Every Breath You Take.
Oh yeah.
And he had Sting sing with him.
Oh yeah, he didn't move.
And he just had him off to the side somewhere.
Yeah.
Like you just stay right there. This is my floor. You stay there.
Don't you move. And he's dancing around.
Yeah. Like you just stay right the fuck there. Don't do a goddamn thing.
All right. So there was several of these type of news reports here, so I had to make a new section.
Oh my god!
In our script here, and it's called "Reunited," and it feels so good.
I hate you so much.
I know you do.
I can't do this. I'm giving up. Show's over, folks.
But Down has confirmed that it will celebrate the 25th anniversary of its classic debut album NOLA by making a number of special live appearances next year. In addition to performing at the 2020 edition of the Grass Pop Metal Meeting Festival, set to take place June 18th through 21st in Dessel, Belgium, Down has announced that it will appear at the Copenhagen Festival, which will be held June 17th through the 20th, 2020 in Copenhagen, Denmark. The announcement of Down's participation in these events come less than a month after singer Philip Anselmo revealed that Down was planning to reunite in 2020 for some shows in celebration of the NOLA anniversary.
I mean, I didn't know that they were broken up. I mean,
they were on like a hiatus. I mean, come on, Kirk is doing Crowbar almost full time, pretty much.
Also doing solo stuff.
Yeah, Kirk's got his solo album coming out. We got Pepper back in Corrosion of Conformity. Phil's got like 1,000 other bands to do.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's awesome that they're doing it. I hope that they make like a tour of it. They still do owe us 2 more EPs from that 4-part EP series they promised. Mm-hmm. So guys, you can get on that. That'd be real nice. Yeah. So
yeah, you guys, we know you're listening to this.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, like everyone listens to this, right?
Phil. Phil Ip. All right.
Hip.
Next one we don't really care about, but I'm just mentioning it because it's a reunion story. The original lineup of Bang Tango will reunite for select shows in 2020. All 5 of the group's original members have agreed to regroup for live appearances next year. Not particularly metal, but still pretty awesome because this band is pretty awesome live. The Black Crowes have confirmed the 2020 tour date celebrating the 30th anniversary of their 1990 debut album, Shake Your Money Maker. The Trek will see the band perform the LP in its entirety, plus all the hits. Monday, November 11th, radio host Howard Stern, one of the Black Crowes' earliest supporters, announced the reunion of Chris and Rich Robinson, who will tour as the Black Crowes once again, playing the iconic record start to finish. The tour starts on June 17th in Austin, Texas, and ends on September 19th in Los Angeles, California.
Starts in Texas.
And skips right over San Antonio.
Yeah, well.
That happens.
And what day of the week is June 17th?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I mean, that might be worth seeing because I don't think we've seen the Black Crowes with Jimmy Page.
Yeah, and I saw the Black Crowes by themselves.
I've never seen the Black Crowes by themselves.
Yeah, I saw them at Hammerstein.
Oh, nice.
Fucking amazing. That man, talk about fucking hotboxing a place. Holy shit. That place reeked of some weed.
I'll bet.
Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. All right, so Motley Crue has fueled rumors of a possible reunion by promoting an online petition asking the group to come back. Shortly after that particular part of it, according to Rolling Stone, Motley Crue will hit the road next year for a U.S. tour with fellow hard rock acts Poison and Def Leppard. What year is it? Sources have confirmed in the magazine that the three acts will perform at stadiums around the country.
Guys, it hasn't even been like 2 years
since they signed a contract that they will never tour again. So to ceremoniously announce this, they literally blew up the contract. They set it on a table and they blew it up. But I think my favorite part about this is, of course, the internet being the internet, they dragged out an old interview with Mick Mars where he said, if we ever reunite again, I invite everyone in the world to come for free. So they're saying, oh, hey, Mick, you got to live up to that now, buddy. You ain't making any money on this one.
Yeah, I was going to say. That sounds about right. I think my favorite thing about this is the first part of it, the fueled rumors of a possible reunion by promoting an online petition. It's like, yes, please wish us back. We want to tour.
Like Motley Crue will never die. Put them in the room with 2 tons of coke. All right.
I just fear for that because, I mean, I don't think Vince Neil's up for it.
I've been hearing things about Vince Neil and his voice, and he's got to have some kind of issue considering how heavy he's gotten recently.
Yeah,
he's got to have some kind of health issues, and of course the health issues with Mick Mars. So,
yeah, I just like when I saw Motley Crue for the farewell tour, like Vince Neil was not keeping up very well. Everybody else was doing fantastic except for that fucking drum solo, which I'm still mad about.
Yeah, if you want to know about that, listen to episode 1 of the podcast.
That was a long.
That was way long ago.
Yeah, that show was in New York.
Yeah,
so that was before we even started doing this. But yeah. All right, so we have nothing for the crime blotter, which is good. That means that you're all behaving yourselves. Thank fuck. Except for Abbath, who's being a drunk.
Not a crime.
No, but
not a crime.
No, but you're depriving people of a good show, which is
stealing money.
Which is if not allowing refunds, you're stealing money.
Then again, it might not necessarily be entirely up to him. Mm-hmm. Promoter could be like, well, not my fault the guy showed up drunk.
Yeah, well. We have nothing for Metallica breaking shit, so it looks like Metallica has taken it easy for the last 2 weeks. I'm sure by next time we'll have some.
I'm sure there's always some Metallica news
that they've broken. But let's go on to feuding. I will not say it.
Feuding.
No.
Yep.
No.
Anyway, so Alexei Leho. We're gonna go with that. Anyway, he could be forced to abandon the name Children of Bodom for his next project because of an apparent dispute with the 3 musicians who recently announced that they were leaving the band. Earlier this month, the drummer, bassist, and keyboardist issued a statement saying that they would play their final show with Children of Bodom in December. Quoting, After almost 25 years with Bodom, thousands of shows and 10 albums, it is time for us to step back and change direction with their lives, with our lives. Okay. The group said, I get it. Okay, whatever. However, according to Finnish music magazine Soundi, it has since been revealed that the rights to the Children of Bodom name are held by AA and Suira Consulting Oy, the company owned by these three gentlemen who just left the band. On June 28th, the trio filed an application with the National Board of Patents and Registration of Finland, and their application was subsequently granted for a 5-year period starting on October 1st. As a result, Leho, who is Children of Bodom singer, guitarist, and main songwriter, isn't authorized to use the band's name without permission from that company that those three members, or three former members, own. There it is.
So, I mean, it's just saying that he could be forced. We don't know for sure.
Yeah. Because you can get permission from them if they're still on speaking terms.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like it's not like a nasty divorce.
Yeah.
Although, like later on in the article, it did mention that one of the members who had recently left the band said that there was tension.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it makes sense that why 3/5 of your band would leave.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we'll have to see how that plays out. I mean, it doesn't sound like much of a feud yet. Like if it became a thing where he fought for it.
Well, the thing is that there's no reason for him to not just go out as a solo act. It doesn't say he can't perform the songs. He just can't call himself Children of Bodom. Mm. So he can't get a new lineup and call himself Children of Bodom. I sure as hell hope that there's no way that they start the whole 2 Children of Bodom bullshit like we see all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just wondering if Alexi's name on its own is strong enough to carry the thing. Like
probably not here.
Yeah, I mean,
but outside of the United States, probably he probably have a better chance.
Yeah, I gotcha. So, all right, so nothing for Alcoholica, which is amazing because it seemed like every single week,
I know, right?
Like everyone was coming out with some sort of beer or brew. So wow, this has been people are calming down for Thanksgiving apparently.
Behaving themselves. It's time to get on that nice list.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're gonna break out a lot of shit for Christmas time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in this whole merchandising section.
Once Whamageddon starts happening.
Oh. Honestly, I think I might. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm still good. I think I might have heard that song already, 2 weeks ago.
You're already out. You're already out of the game.
Oh, dude. As soon as Pat posted that last year, I was out of the fucking game. I didn't even last 12 minutes. Fuck. Wham again. Last Christmas, my dick. In a box. Okay, we're moving on to merchandising.
Merchandising.
All right, here we go. Icon Coins has introduced the officially licensed Eric Carr commemorative collector coin. Say that 3 times fast. Eric Carr commemorative.
Yeah, that's a lot
rough.
of C's.
Whew. Anyway, Carr, who was Kish's drummer from 1980 until his untimely passing in 1991, contributed his talent to the band's many gold and platinum albums during his tenure, and can be heard on the band's many hit songs from the 1980s, including Lick It Up, Heaven's on Fire, Crazy Nights, Tears Are Falling, and Forever, to name a few. In addition to his musical contributions, Carr was equally known for his inviting personality and genuine love for the fans. From the time he joined the band to this very day, Carr remains one of the most beloved members of the Kiss family. Each Eric Carr commemorative collector's coin is die-cast in die struck. In heavy solid brass with an antique silver finish. The front design features a beautiful sketch portrait of Eric Carr, while the back design features his name, birth, and passing years. Fox and Chikara icons representing his musical persona. What?
These
are okay. These are still on the cone. Okay.
From his face paint.
Gotcha. Over a shattered glass background reminiscent of the Crazy Nights album cover. Each coin will also include an exclusive backstage pass style laminate that will act as the coin's certificate of authenticity, featuring design elements from the coins themselves, as well as an Eric Carr mini bio. This addition to the Icon Coins family is limited to 100 coins minted.
Those will go quick, considering Kiss fans.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Kiss fans, if you have $9,000 laying around, send it to me.
We got a guitar to sell you. Anyway. The Van Halen store is offering rockin' little guitars for your holiday tree. These limited edition 6-inch replicas of Eddie Van Halen's iconic guitars are handcrafted from solid wood and guaranteed to brighten your holiday.
You know something? Of all the stuff that we have for Christmas, it's like literally mostly red. We don't need another red thing.
That's okay, because they got the yellow and black one.
Okay, I don't need a striper guitar.
Oh, you're such a douche.
I know. Let's go on to recording news.
All right, Hollywood Undead will release its 6th full-length studio album, New Empire Volume 1, on February 14th via Dove and Grenade Media.
This is a great name.
Right?
Yeah.
Your Music will release Deep Purple's Live in Rome 2013 on December 6th. This album takes the audience back to the Now What tour of 2013, when Ian Gillan, Ian Pace, Roger Glover, Steve Morse, and Don Airey celebrated their first album after the passing of former bandmate and good friend John Lord. Live in Rome 2013 will be available as a numbered limited CD digipack, limited colored 3 LP, and digital.
Right on.
Yes. Armored Saint will enter the studio in December to begin recording its new album. The follow-up to 2015's Win Hands Down will be released in 2020.
Has it really been that long?
I guess
that's
so.
That's when I saw them. That's when I saw them for the first time, was on the Win Hands Down tour. And then I saw them again when they came here with Queensryche. And I accidentally ended up with 2 copies of the album, and I gave you one of them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that because Armored Saint is kick-ass.
All right. Tool, Sphere Inoculum. Yeah. I'm just going to go with it. Anyway, the Los Angeles-based band's chart-topping, record-breaking, critically acclaimed, and until now physically sold out fifth album is heading back to record stores with an expanded book edition of the collection slated for a December 13th release. The new iteration of Fear Inoculum includes 5 3D lenticular cards. You know what? When I edit this, I say it in my head and I can say it, but when I get to actually saying it, lenticular cards with exclusive graphics, an expanded 56-page booklet with additional never-before-seen art, a download of the groundbreaking immersive visual experience video, Resuscent ad infinitum, and a CD. All right, so what that download is for the video that comes in the one I got.
Yeah, I just find it very funny that you can they say the band's chart topping album. I'm thinking of like the U.S. charts, and I'm like,
It topped once.
it was there for 1 week.
Yeah, it topped once.
Now, obviously,
It peaked in high school.
obviously, that doesn't account for other countries. But my thought is like, yes, you go for 1 week, and you can consider yourself a chart-topping artist. Like, I remember.
Then again, they were on the top of multiple charts. I mean, they were in the hard rock one too. They were at number 1.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but
They are topping multiple charts.
That's what I remember. One of my favorite things from Weird Al's Behind the Music when he was talking about winning his second Grammy, he's like, now I could say multi award winning.
Okay. Jasta will drop his new solo album, The Lost Chapters Volume 2, on December 13th.
Why is he calling them Lost Chapters?
I don't know. Probably because, he threw them away when he was writing Hatebreed records, reaching the garbage. Like, hey, look at that. I got a song.
I mean, yeah, that just sounds like throwaways then. They just put it together as a Hatebreed album. I mean, it's probably not. It's probably all new material.
Oh, it totally is.
It's just kind of a silly name for that case.
All right. Anyway, The Good That Men Do. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Gibson, the iconic American instrument brand, has partnered with Guitars for Vets to bring the power of music to returning U.S. military veterans. Gibson opened the doors of its custom shop in Nashville to debut a donation of 48 guitars and 19,000 string sets, as well as pledge their continued support to Guitars for Vets. Guitars for Vets provides veterans with guitars and a forum to learn how to play, which is in line with the new Gibson Gives mission. Gibson artist Sully Erna of Godsmack presented the gift to U.S. veterans Henry Thomas, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, a handful of people.
Yeah, a handful of people. Yeah. And that's The Good That Men Do.
Yeah. Well, no, there's one more.
Yeah, I know. I just, yeah.
Oh.
The 5th annual Bowl for Ronnie Celebrity Bowling Party, benefiting the Ronnie James Dio Stand Up and Shout Cancer Fund, was held on Thursday, November 7th at Pins Bowling Center in Studio City, California. Once again sold out in advance, the event raised more than $50,000 for the music-based cancer charity.
That's always good.
Yep.
Yeah. I think even when he was still alive, he had a charity for child prostitution.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah, because I think it was called Children of the Night. But I haven't heard much about that since he passed. But,
that sounds about right.
Yeah. So quick thing with the crowdfunding tracker. So
I still have to respond to them.
Yeah,
at the Obsidian Realm.
Obsidian Realm succeeded. They got up to 657 out of the 400 of their initial their goal. So hooray to that!
You and I both ordered the $100 one, so like a good third of that is us.
Yeah. And also, I believe, as of recording this, by the time this comes out, it's going to be over with. But as of recording this, Sound of Thunder has well succeeded in their Kickstarter. The original goal was 40,000. They were up to 48,900 as of yesterday, I believe. Which they always do stretch goals and whatnot. The stretch goal for 47,500 was an acoustic cover of "Too Late" by Black Sabbath. Which is one of the songs with Dio from Dehumanizer.
Cool.
So that's going to be available to all backers. They're aiming for the next step and making the push for the final days, but I believe it ends on Sunday. But either way, the album's being made, and I'm getting a CD and vinyl copy of it.
Sweet.
So I'm very excited, because I need more actual metal in my vinyl collection. I have like Dystopia and a couple of Black Sabbath records.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I know. It's just I've already made my complaint about vinyl being so expensive, and I'm like, man, I want more. But yeah.
I want it now.
Yeah, speaking of things I want. So we have nothing for that.
Nah, I need a nap. I'm dying.
We're almost done.
I know. I am fading.
Okay,
really fast.
Concert news, festivals, go.
Notfest has announced the first ever cruise event, Notfest at Sea. Furthering the global expansion of the Notfest experience, the inaugural voyage of the Notfest at Sea cruise will set sail from Barcelona on August 10th, 2020. Happy birthday to me. And returning on August 14th. Notfest at Sea will be headlined by Slipknot, who will perform 2 sets on board the ship, with the full lineup and on-board experiences still to be announced.
That sounds like fun.
Right? Foo Fighters and Red Hot Chili Peppers will headline the 2020 edition of the Boston Calling Festival. The two globally renowned rock acts will join a bill of over 60 performers, including an additional headliner, all of which will be shared when the entire lineup is announced in January of next year. Foo Fighters, who continue to deliver some of the biggest live shows in the world, will celebrate their 25th anniversary in 2020. Meanwhile, Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Red Hot Chili Peppers are currently working on their first album in over 3 years, Boston Calling. I'm sorry, what's that? 3 years, okay. Boston Calling, the acclaimed annual 3-day festival, will take place at the Harvard Athletic Complex in Allston, Massachusetts, next Memorial Day weekend, May 22nd through 24th.
Woot.
Speaking of Kiss a while back, Gene Simmons has joined forces with Chuck Varabieff, a Canadian-based producer, to launch Titans of Rock, a classic rock festival series in Canada and the United States. The first festival is set to take place in Grand Forks, British Columbia, August 6th through the 10th, 2020. Tickets are $125 per day or $300 for the weekend, and there are several VIP packages available. You can go on as soon as I give you back. Oh, no, this is my computer. And go and buy those tickets if you want.
I ain't going to that. I mean, they haven't announced any bands for it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you say classic rock, I don't know what that means.
It's true. It could
Also,
be Motley Crue, Poison, and Def Leppard.
But this sounds very suspiciously like a way for Kiss to keep playing after their farewell tour.
Well, remember, their farewell tour ends in 2021.
But still...
So they have plenty of time to fill.
Like, we're not touring anymore, but festivals we'll still do. So...
Well, again... Dude, they can say that they're not going to tour ever again and then just decide to do that. Look at Motley Crue.
They can
just literally did it. They blew shit up to go tour again. You know, what the fuck? It's stupid. Anyway. Evenco, the company behind the Heavy Montreal Festival, has announced that the event will be taking a break in 2020. They're quoted as saying, "It's not an easy decision to put one of our events on pause," says the chief operating officer. Several factors must be taken into consideration, including the number of non-festival metal and rock concerts that will be announced over the next few months. Heavy Montreal will continue to offer a packed calendar of concerts throughout the city and their province all year round.
So they're kind of putting pause on one festival and sticking with the rest. Okay.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Just so folks know, we started recording this at about 5:45 in the morning.
And I got off of work and I woke up about almost 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
Okay. The music lineup has been announced for Epicenter 2020, set to take place on May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at Rock City Campgrounds at Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina. As previously announced, rock icons Metallica will headline Friday, May 1st, and Sunday, May 3rd, performing 2 different headlining sets. Multi-platinum band Disturbed will headline Saturday, May 2nd. The diverse and massive music lineup for Epicenter also includes Leonard Skinner, Deftones, Godsmack, Volbeat, Stained, Papa Roach, David Lee Roth, Gojira, Chevelle, the Dropkick Murphys, I Prevail, and I already said them, or did not. I did not. Alter Bridge. There you go.
I was gonna say David Lee Roth is kind of out of left field, but then you said Cypress Hill,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh well, and then Rancid came up, and yeah,
Yeah, they're on the same bill with Metallica and Leonard Skinner.
yeah,
So, okay.
strange, but always fun.
Yep.
Okay, touring news.
Touring news. When Ozzy Osbourne relaunches his No More Tours 2 in 2020, he'll be joined by special guest Marilyn Manson for the North American shows. These dates are Ozzy's first shows since he announced earlier this year that all his 2019 performances will be postponed, allowing him to heal from an injury sustained while dealing with pneumonia. The No More Tours 2 kicks off on May 27th in Atlanta and concludes July 31st in Las Vegas. Next up, Osbourne will head overseas in October for the rescheduled European dates with Judas Priest as support, and at the No More Tours 2 one with Marilyn Manson. I forgot. I don't know where I am.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, okay.
Judas
okay.
Priest will remain as supporting the
Yeah.
tour as part of their 50 year.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, 50 years.
Yeah, 50 fucking years.
Yeah.
All right. Frontier Touring has announced the return of Tool, performing in arenas across Australia and New Zealand in February 2020 before they cancel their first shows in both countries in 7 years. The tour comes off the back of the band's critically acclaimed fifth studio album and their first new record in 13 years, the number one ARIA album, Fear Inoculum.
ARIA?
ARIA?
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
American Recording Industry, something, I don't know. Whatever. Carry on.
Anyway, Tool has announced an additional round of tour dates kicking off on January 10th in San Diego. Flesh God Apocalypse will make their triumphant return to North America in 2020 in support of their critically lauded album, Veleno. For the first time in the band's celebrated career, they'll be doing a full tour accompanied by a classical string quartet, which will be an unprecedented experience for death metal fans.
So basically they're playing with Apocalyptica.
Yeah. God of Flesh Apocalypse will be joined by special guest The Agonist on the excursion, which begins in Dallas, Texas on March 16th and culminates in Los Angeles on April 6th.
What year? That sounds interesting.
UFO just wrapped the initial American leg of the Last Orders tour, but the tour is not over yet, and the band is pleased to announce new North American tour dates for 2020. Mm-hmm. The shows kick off on February 13th in Medina, Minnesota, and run through March 2nd. Included in this run is a co-headline gig with the Blue Oyster Cult and an appearance on the Rock Legends cruise.
Woot.
Woot. In This Moment has announced a spring 2020 headlining tour, dubbed the In Between Tour. Support on the track will come from Black Veil Brides and Raven Black.
I like how Raven Black is just appearing everywhere. I like them.
Yes, that's right. That's the band you saw.
Yes. I hope they do another one of their own tours again. But like they're just kind of just showing up as support acts for a lot of bands, and they're just
kind of like Into Eternity.
Yeah, it's kind of like how that was, and like how Mudvayne was during the new metal surge. Like
I was going to say we saw Mudvayne as an opener at least 4 or 5 times before they hit the mainstream.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah, so I like that Raven Black is kind of having that same level of let's support everybody.
Yeah. All right, Alter Bridge has announced the first 2020 U.S. leg of the Walk the Sky tour. The band will play a kickoff date in Lake Charles, Louisiana at the Golden Nugget Casino on January 31st before jumping on board Shiprocked Cruise as co-headliner alongside Hailstorm. Back on land, the band will be making stops in Nashville, Tennessee, Indianapolis, Indiana, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Los Angeles, California, among others, for wrapping up on February 27th in Spokane, Washington. Special guest Clint Lowry and Deep Fall will open the shows.
Right on.
Apocalyptica has announced the spring 2020 North American leg of the Cello World Tour. This tour will launch on Sunday, May 3rd in Orlando, Florida, and see the band performing in 20 cities over a 3-week period, wrapping up on May 26th in Boston, Massachusetts. Lacuna Coil will support on all dates.
I have to remember to mention this to Lindsay because they're playing Austin. And,
is that right?
Yeah, and she's obviously a fan of both bands, and she probably would like seeing Apocalyptica. We've already seen Lacuna Coil, but
yeah,
always good to see them again.
All right. One more for touring news here. Hellstorm has announced a string of U.S. live performances in the spring of 2020. Dates kick off April 17th at Tampa, Florida's 98 Rock Fest, and wrap up on April 25th at WAAF's big gig in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Yeah. Now, it's funny. I just read an article thing about cities you're probably saying wrong. I think that was one of them. I can't remember how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Worcester?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be even simpler than that.
This is Worcester.
Yeah, that's
Worcester.
what it sounds like. That's how it looks. But apparently it's even simpler than that.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to hear it.
It's like Worcester or something like that. It's like
oh
that,
yeah,
it's
I think
that.
you're right. Worcester.
It's that simple. I was like, wow, cool. Why spell it like that? That's stupid.
Right.
This is me coming from Long Island, which is Hop Hog and Massapequa.
Right. I still can't spell that shit. Still to this day.
I still can't spell Hop Hog.
And we were lost there for a while. No, that was Patchogue, wasn't it? The Patchogue theory went to see Kenny Wayne Shepherd.
Yeah, Patchogue, I still have a problem. I'm not sure exactly if it's
Patchogue.
Yeah, how it's spelled properly.
All right, are you ready for the last bits of shit here?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. You got some one-offs here. The BFG3, which is a band featuring Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top, Matt Storm of Guns N' Roses and Velvet Revolver, and Mike Flanagan, will perform on Friday, December 13th at Norwood Space Center in Norwood, Massachusetts. Doors will open at 7 p.m. and food and drinks will be available inside. You can purchase your general admission tickets for $50 or VIP tickets for $300, which include food, drinks, and meet and greet with the band and prime viewing area during the show. All proceeds will support Music Drives Us, a Norwood-based nonprofit supplying grants to music programs designed to affect positive change for people of all ages.
Woot. Actually, ZZ Top's coming here to the AT&T Center soon.
Is that right?
Yep.
Nice.
I can't remember when, but they're coming soon, and they're kind of a bucket list band. I'd like to see them live. That'd be fun. All right. Last bit. We're going on to heavy metal in the charts.
Yeah. There's not much.
I was gonna say there was no noteworthy points.
No noteworthy points here, unless you still want to hear the top 5.
I want to hear the top 5.
All right, you might not want. Okay, here we go. All right, number 1, Luke Combs. What you see is what you get.
And what I don't know should not exist.
Cannot hurt me. What I don't know cannot hurt me.
Well, it can hurt me because
I don't know where that came from. Anyway, number 2 is Post Malone's Hollywood's Bleeding. Number 3 is Young Boy Never Broke Again. Al Young Boy 2? AI Young Boy 2? I don't know. This is weird. All right, next one up is Summer Walker, and She Is Over It. Literally, that's the name of the album. It's number 4. Number 5 is Lover by Taylor Swift. You know, that one that was supposed to be beat up by fucking Tool every week?
Yeah.
Still charting pretty goddamn high.
That everyone is still putting their nose in the air saying, we beat Taylor Swift, man.
For like a whole 30 seconds. All right, next up, number 6 is Kanye West's album.
You don't have to read that.
Oh, yeah, it's number 6. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to keep on going.
No,
I'm like, oh, dude, we got 200 to go. I got to go to sleep. Fuck this noise.
You don't
Fuck this noise.
You don't have to mention a goddamn thing about Kanye West on this entire show, ever. Because fuck that guy.
Here we go.
10 Ways to Sunday.
We're scrolling now. It's ugly. It's ugly.
Queen 1, 2, and 3 at Elton John.
Queen's Greatest Hits is at number 25.
There you go.
The Best of the Pentatonics Christmas is already at 28, up 18 spots. As if we didn't see that coming.
Yeah. I mean, they're getting ready. It is a week from Thanksgiving, so we're already in the Christmas spirit.
Shit, that was coming on the day after fucking Halloween.
It always does, but everyone always complains about it. I don't really give a shit.
All right. Well, speaking of Merry Christmas, the album is released by Mariah Carey. That's coming in at number 41.
Yeah. Hooray for her.
Number 46 is The Beatles, Abbey Road.
Yeah, Abby.
Abby.
Keeping all nice and quiet.
Alright, so the Greatest Showman soundtrack is at number 61.
Intermission.
Intermission.
It's time to relax. You know what that means.
Glass of wine, favorite easy chair. And of course, this compact disc playing on your home stereo. Oh my God. Okay, re-entry here at number 85 is Christmas Eve and Other Stories by Trans-Siberian Orchestra, of course.
Of course.
Oh, of course, another one that's going to be on the charts for a couple weeks. Number 88 as a re-entry is the Charlie Brown Christmas soundtrack by the Vince
Guardini? Giraldi.
It's got to be Vince Giraldi.
I can't see it, but I can.
Yeah, it's got to be Giraldi. Anyway, it's the Vince Giraldi trio. All right, so that's not a surprise, of course. Rumors Fleetwood Mac is at number 91. Speaking of Rumors and Fleetwood Mac, they have a particularly great song that I love called The Chain that Evanescence has done a cover of, which I want to listen to. Mm-hmm. And speaking of covers, apparently Marilyn Manson has released a cover of the Doors song The End, which I need to listen to.
You said Marilyn Manson did?
Yes.
Yeah, he also did a cover of God Didn't Cut You Down.
Yeah.
Which I
heard it's very good.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard the same thing, but I haven't listened to it.
Yeah, I've heard it's very good. Tom Petty, Heartbreakers, Greatest Hits, number 104. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds has a new album out called Ghosteen at number 108 debut.
Ghosteen or Ghosting?
Ghosteen. It's Ghost, E-E-N.
Yeah, Ghosteen. Okay.
Not ghosting.
I was going to say, ghosting.
Motherfucking ghosted us. Fear Inoculum is at number 117 on the top 200 charts. Back in Black is number 119.
Oh, chart topping.
Chart topping.
Well, we're already in the hundreds. And
Yeah. The Frozen songs. The songs, the soundtrack.
The original soundtrack?
I think so, because it's a re-entry.
Okay. People are getting back into the Let It Go spirit.
Hey, movie comes out today.
Oh, it does?
Yes, it does.
Sounds like someone's seeing that.
I'm convincing Mom to take the boys to see him. No, I would see the shit out of the movie. I love the first Frozen, so I would see the shit out of it. But I'm just a little too busy, and that's the thing that if I did take them like today after school to do it,
you'd fall asleep.
No, Mom would get pissed at me.
Yeah.
She's like, "That's what I want to do with them." It's like, "Okay, Mom, here you go. You do it." So that's why I'm holding off.
Okay.
Anyway, number 161 is Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. Red Hot Chili Peppers' Greatest Hits is at 163. The Ultimate Christmas by Frank Sinatra is at 166. It's a re-entry.
Using the word ultimate is
for Christmas. It makes it sound so weird.
Also, it's Sinatra, so I'm just like,
right.
I think of ultimate and like I think more like
metal.
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah.
Metal. Yeah. I get it.
That ultimate power metal or whatever it was.
All right, we got Metallica's Black Album is at 171.
That's a Christmas album, right?
Huh?
That's a Christmas album, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Like Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Five Finger Death Punch, A Decade of Destruction is at 174. Nevermind, Nirvana at 176. Hootie and the Blowfish.
Dude, really?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like why do
The
you...
Black Parade by My Chemical Romance is at 184. Speaking of bands that are getting reunited, I don't know if we mentioned that, but My Chemical Romance is reuniting for a tour.
I don't think we mentioned it this time, but I think we mentioned it last time.
Okay.
Yeah. But hey, if you didn't know, they're getting ready for a tour. Go look it up.
Red Pill Blues is a re-entry from Maroon 5.
That means nothing to me.
And then, of course, the number 200 closing out the charts is the Bohemians Rhapsody soundtrack by none other than Queen.
Just grasping onto that last straw.
All right, well, seeing that we can only see the top two of the hard rock charts here, number one, of course, is the Greatest Hits by Queen.
Woot.
And number two is Fear Inoculum by Tool.
Chart topping.
Chart topping. All right.
And technically, that is still top of charts. So.
Yep, that's what I said. And you were just like, meh.
I mean, it's not number one, but
It hasn't topped it, but it's still at the top of the top 5,
Yeah.
20 something.
Anyway, so we're gonna leave it there so you can actually pass out and
Yeah, I'm like dying.
Yeah. So. No discussion. With that thing I was mentioning last time, that top 100 thing, I think that was incorrect. That was a hoax, or it came from a different place that was not Rolling Stone, because Rolling Stone has their own list and the Beatles top it. And
Not surprised.
And that was updated about 6 years ago. So we'll leave it there. And on that note, we make our curtain call because Warrior needs sleep, and I need to go eat a leftover fast food burger for breakfast.
There you go.
Yeah.
Breakfast of Champions.
That's right. So until next time, I'm Dan Mack.
And I am Chris Mack.
Are you sure?
No. No, not at all.
But we are the Slime.